Hello everybody, Elegant Melon here, and today is Star Wars Sunday, and I am going to get so much hate comments today, because today's episode is why The Last Jedi doesn't suck as much as you think. Yeah. Okay. Crap. So, I got a little list on my handy dandy iPod, and I have three major points I want to hit on, because these are kind of the things I see most people complaining about when it comes to The Last Jedi. Number one, a lot of people feel that Poe got shafted in terms of character development. That they basically made Poe a giant tool, like asshole tool, not just wrench type tool. Asshole tool. They feel like Poe was made to be a tool instead of, who he was in The Force Awakens. And no. His entire thing, and you pretty much get his character development throughout the movie in words from Leia. I have a Leia poster right above my computer I'm filming this on. Yeah. Anyway, you pretty much get his character development in words from Leia. Because at the beginning of the movie, she's like, Poe, you're too busy. She has that line after he's like, there were a lot of heroes on that mission, and she's chewing his ass for basically half of their fleet dying, trying to take down the dreadnought. And he's like, there were a lot of heroes on that mission. And she's like, yes, there were a lot of dead heroes, but no leaders. And then at the end of the movie, once he pulls his head out of his ass and stops trying to be a hero and starts trying to be a leader like Leia wants him to be, Leia wants him to be a leader, not a hero. And so, at the end, they're trying to get out of that cave and everything, and he's like, we go this way, and everybody turns and looks at her, and she's like, follow him. Like, basically going, he's the leader now, go with him. And so, basically, instead of being shafted, he goes from, that heroism in The Force Awakens, and he goes from that heroism and trying to be a hero to actually being a leader instead of, basically trying to be a hero. I hope you guys get what I'm meaning by that. Like, instead of disobeying commands because he's trying to be a hero, he's the one giving the commands because he's actually being a leader instead of doing the hero thing. And point number two, I'm also going to get a lot of hate for. Point number two is basically going to be the one I get the most hate for. Yay! Okay. Rose has a point. Okay. The character Rose, I don't get why she gets so much hate. She basically pulls Finn's head back out of his ass because in The Force Awakens, he pretty much decides that the only person who really matters other than him is Rey. Okay? And Rose's entire point was to prove to him that there's more important things than just him and Rey. Okay? And also, Rose is kind of a badass. Honestly. Okay, she has serious hero worship for Finn. Finn. Right there. She has serious hero worship for Finn, and then when she sees that he's trying to desert, she still tases him. Like, that's the kind of badass bitch I want going through a ghetto with me. The kind that will, oh my god, you're the greatest person ever. Oh wait, you're trying to do something I don't like? Tase. I mean, seriously. What the hell? And she gets hate. Granted, that whole fighting what we hate in the love thing, that's kind of dumb. Like, that's pretty much the dumbest line ever. One of the dumbest lines ever. I mean, I've said some pretty dumb stuff. But that's not, lines in a movie. But that line's little dumb. Little dumb. And then also, what's point number 3? I'm trying to get through this without a bunch of ranting. What's point number 3? The other thing I see a lot of when complaining about The Last Jedi. Oh god. Okay, the whole fuel thing. Okay, I've seen people be like, well, why didn't they just split up? Okay, so they only have enough fuel for one jump. Okay, and that's not the strongest thing to be basing a major plot point off of, but it's what we got, so it's what we gotta work with. I mean, yeah. And basically, that fuel plot point is pretty much the only thing that could be done with the whole, oh yeah, they can track us through hyperspace or whatever the hell it's called. The whole fuel thing is the pretty much only plot point they can really go with that. Oh, we gotta get this place because we don't got enough gas to get someplace else. Pretty much. So, like, it's kind of a cringy plot point, but with the being tracked thing through jumping, I don't see how there's another way they could really make tension there, and that's the entire point of that, is to create tension. Because without tension, a movie gets boring. And so, like, I've seen it mentioned, why didn't they just split up? Okay, so if you consider that each starship only has enough gas for one jump, okay? So, they're going to track one of the ships. They're not sure which of the ships they're going to track. So it's not like they can reliably split up the resistance on other ships, because they don't know which one they're going to track. Okay? And then, basically, everybody only has the gas for one jump. So basically, automatically, the first ship, gone, along with important people on that ship. Okay? The other two that went off in different directions, they're basically sitting ducks. And because they need to get to, as is in the plot, they need to get to a place where they can, a high-powered system thing to send a message to potential allies, which we find out in the movie that they have none of, which makes this plan even more dumb. Basically, without that ability to contact potential allies, they're sitting ducks, waiting for the First Order to come kill them, because, I mean, that's what you do in a war. You kill your enemies. And so, basically, in the whole split-up plan, which, by the way, would probably be what Poe would suggest if, Holdo would have told him her plan, Jesus. If Holdo would have told Poe the plan, he probably would have been like, why don't we split up? Because that's basically leading all the pigs to slaughter. Pretty much. And also, the casino thing. Okay, because Holdo didn't tell Poe her plan, Poe decides, oh, we're going to stop them from tracking us. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, we see in the movie how that pans out. Because, again, Poe is too busy trying to be a hero instead of being a leader. He is basically like, okay, we're going to do this plan, and we're not going to tell Holdo. And, I mean, even if Holdo didn't want, like, if he had told Holdo this plan, she more than likely would have shot it down, or she might have thought that it was a good idea and actually gave him some assistance. But no, Poe has to go decide to be a hero, and because he decides to be a hero, they get sent off on this secondary plot thing, which turns out to be completely unnecessary and ends up causing a lot of people to die. And, I mean, those deaths are both on Holdo's head, too, for not telling him the plan, which I completely understand why, because, again, Poe's entire journey throughout this movie is going from being a hero to being a leader. And because he's still stuck in the be a hero part instead of being a leader, like, would you tell somebody whose basic plan is to, oh yeah, let's go shoot shit up, that you have a plan that potentially doesn't lead to a lot of people dying? Yeah. So, that ends up being, a complete side quest type thing. But, at the same time, and I kind of feel like that whole revelation with DJ and Finn, like the whole, oh yeah, they sell the stuff to both the good guys and the bad guys. I feel like that was more, it should have been Rose figuring that out rather than Finn, or both of them, honestly. It's kind of both of theirs thing. And so, because Poe didn't know the plan, he comes up with this idea. That idea fails spectacularly, costing a lot of lives, and that blood is on both his and Holdo's hands. But Holdo's dead now, so, I mean, basically, I do feel like that should be a plot point in the next movie. Like, oh shit, I fucked up. It is now up to me to try and keep the resistance growing. And, I mean, you even get that moment in the pod where Leia is explaining this to him. Like, explaining the entire plan to him. And he's just like, oh shit, I fucked up. And he did. And you know what? Screwing up is the #1 way you learn things. In both real life and movies. And so, like, that entire point is where, Poe kind of goes, oh crap, I'm being a hero, not a leader. And but yeah, so basically, that right there is why The Last Jedi doesn't suck as much as you think it does. Because while there's some weak parts, you also get that badass fight between Rey and Kylo Ren teaming up against the Praetorian Guard. I mean, that's freaking awesome. And also, not to mention, you know, Kylo Ren taking over for Snoke as the Supreme Leader. I do love that part at the end, though, where the Force connects Rey and Kylo Ren, which they show through the, you know, they show that. They show that they're seeing each other again, which kind of, you know, poked holes into the condom called Snoke saying that he connected them, because Snoke's dead, they're still connecting. Yeah, Snoke is lying. And so, you know, they're seeing each other, and then Kylo Ren just has like this I fucked up look on his face, and it's just like, yeah, you did. And it's basically he has everything he ever wanted, and it doesn't bring him joy. And it just leaves him at the lowest low point there can possibly be for the next movie. Where is Kylo Ren going from here? I have my thoughts on that. But anyway, so I have been an elegant melon. I hope I've explained to you why The Last Jedi doesn't suck quite as much as you think. Actually, it doesn't really suck at all, in my opinion. I mean, there's some weak parts in the plot. There's some weak parts in all the plots, okay? You want to talk about a weak part in the plot? Okay, I'm trying to think of something offhand from, like, the first few movies, but I fell asleep watching those, so I can't really think of anything offhand. Yeah. So I have been an elegant melon, and this is why The Last Jedi doesn't suck quite as much as you think. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.